think these girls deserve that support, but we are certainly not taking it for granted, and just very, very appreciative of the crazy fans that we have.
Ahead, the Kaya women get ready to go against Oregon in less than 2 hours.
Team coverage of the WNIT semifinals at the Dakota Dome starts right now.
Live from the Al Newharth Media Center, this is Coyote News.
Good evening, I'm Nathan Finster.
And I'm Kathleen Surrey. The USD women's basketball team looks to advance to the Women's NIT Championship tonight as they host Oregon. The Coyotes beat Western Kentucky on Sunday and had to wait for Monday's game between UTEP and Oregon to see where they'd play their next game. As soon as the Ducks defeated UTEP, USD found out the game would take place in Vermillion. While Oregon may be the larger school, Athletic Director for Facilities and Operations Dan Gaston says the WNIT bidding process helped secure the women's team another game at the Dakota Dome.
One of the things that the WNIT allows you to do, which is awesome, is resubmit your bid based on your attendance. And as we went through the process, our numbers just kept increasing. So as those numbers increased, we were able to then resubmit our bids based on our actual numbers.
The Coyotes have seen increased attendance at each of their NIT games, and all have surpassed the season average, including the second largest crowd of the year at Sunday's game against Western Kentucky. As of this morning, over 3,000 tickets had been sold, not including students, for tonight's game. Coach Amy Williams says this run has been a special one.
All of the work that went into being able to make sure that we were going to get this opportunity to host. We just feel very, very fortunate to have administration and people that are really supportive of our program and pushing for that, and excited for our fans to have another opportunity to watch this special team play. I've talked about it a lot, that this is.
If the Coyotes win tonight, they'll play the winner of Michigan and Florida Gulf Coast in Saturday's championship. USD's bid to host the championship has already been submitted, but won't be announced until after the other game concludes tomorrow night.
With the record ticket sales expected, the crowd will likely be filled with many students. Coyote News' Michaela Feldman joins with how Coyote Crazies are preparing for the big game tonight.
The women didn't end up with an NCAA tournament bid, but instead of letting it get them down, it's fueling their success in the WNIT. I spoke with Coyote Crazy President Mackenzie Huber about getting fans involved for the Final Four later tonight.
The Crazies really lead and drive the student section. How are you preparing for this game, and how is it different from the rest of the games?
Well, this game is kind of like Christmas for us. Of course, we have Dakota Days and we have the state youth football game, but this is like a whole nother event at that caliber. So we've done a lot to prepare. Our biggest preparation is probably we're having a pregame event at Howlers at 5 o'clock. So by the time this airs, if you're watching, come on down. We'll be at Howlers.
More than 2,000 fans packed the Dome last Sunday, and more than 4,000 tickets have already been sold. How does a big game like today's really impact the atmosphere in the Dome, and even for the basketball team?
Right, so this is a huge one. I heard that already 800 students have picked up their tickets, and I don't even think most people knew that you could swipe today. So I think a lot of people will come to the game too. So I bet that there's 12 to 1,500 students. That's almost football level attendance, and I think it has a huge impact not only when we attend, but when we participate. So it's really important that you not only come to the game, but that you stand, that we're loud the whole time. There were a couple plays in the last game where the other team just did not know that the shot clock was going off because we were that loud.
The Coyote women have a leg up today, not only with home court advantage, but also with crowd support. What are you, as both a crazy and a student, most looking forward to?
Well, there's something really exciting about when you pack the Dome and then the women just go on a huge run. It kind of creates this electric energy in the Dome, and I just love to watch that. I love to see young fans learning how to be future crazies, and just the whole community college meeting in one place. It's just really exciting for this game.
The women host the Oregon Ducks tonight at 7. Tickets may be available at the door.
Thanks, Michaela. The emails students receive on their USD account may not be as safe as you might think. USD was the victim of a successful phishing campaign during spring break. An email claiming to be from the university was sent to students and faculty, asking them to upgrade their email storage. The email then prompted students to enter their personal information.
It's an effective phishing technique. It works, because people want to have as much email as they can.
Roughly 90 students and faculty members were affected by the emails. Reynoldson reminds students to report suspicious emails to the help desk before entering personal information. He also says it's almost impossible to track down the people behind the scam. The university receives notices about suspicious activity every day, but very few become serious threats.
An update to a story previously on Coyote News. The South Dakota Board of Regents is considering a proposal that would extend in-state undergraduate tuition rates to new Iowa students at 4 of its public universities. The board is scheduled to vote this week on the proposal that would affect USD. University of South Dakota spokesman Scott Polson says that the state already has a reciprocity agreement with Minnesota, but that the Iowa proposal would be one way only.
Still ahead on Coyote News, your top stories from around the region, from a mysterious freezer death to a brand new town in South Dakota. Coyote News continues in less than 90 seconds.
This is Coyote News.
Climbing's awesome because it's challenging, both mentally and physically.
You gotta love climbing because even when you're not climbing, you get a great view.
Climbing's great because I feel like Spider-Man.
Climbing is great, because even my nerd friends can do it.
Climbing's awesome because there's always someone who has your back.
Come to the rock wall and figure out why climbing's awesome for you.
The Coyote Twin Theaters in downtown Vermilion, providing entertainment Tuesdays through Sundays. A proud supporter of USD student media.
This is Coyote News.
Welcome back. Police in Sioux Falls are investigating a suspicious death, while on the other side of the state, an investigation into a body found in a Rapid City freezer ends.
Plus, new video showing the shooting death of Jamar Clark out today, and the prosecutor's decision not to file charges. We'll get to those stories around the region in just a moment, but let's get a check at developing news around the country from Crystal Schoenbauer.
Hillary Clinton has unleashed a scathing attack against fellow New Yorker Donald Trump. Clinton accused Trump of playing coy with white supremacists and for saying demanding and degrading things about women. Meanwhile, on the Republican side, Donald Trump is defending his campaign manager, who's been charged with simple battery after an incident involving a female reporter. Trump told NBC's Today Show that campaign manager Corey Lewandowski was just protecting him. A check on weather now. Here's a live look at the new USD Arena, soon to be home of the Coyote women's basketball team. For now, though, their 5th final game tips off in less than 2 hours. If you're heading across campus, a slight chance of showers tonight. Mostly cloudy with a high near 57. Look for rain overnight and then a chance of snow tomorrow.
Thanks, Crystal. Our other top story across the region is 2 Minneapolis police officers will not be charged in the fatal shooting death of a black man last November. Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman announced his decision not to charge officers Mark Riggenberg and Dustin Schwartzy in the shooting of 24-year-old Jamar Clark. Clark was shot by police on November 15th during what authorities called a struggle. But some people who say they saw the shooting have said Clark wasn't struggling and was handcuffed. Clark died a day later.
Is justified if the officer reasonably believes that death or great bodily harm to himself or another will likely result if he does not act. In this case, Officer Riggenberg subjectively believed that Clark had or was in the process of obtaining control of his weapon, and that were Clark able to remove the weapon from its holster, both Riggenberg and Schwartzy likely would be shot.
Clark's shooting prompted protests in Minneapolis, including an 18-day encampment outside a North Side police precinct. Earlier this month, Freeman announced he wouldn't call a grand jury to decide whether the officer should be charged.
In other news, authorities have determined that an elderly Arkansas woman whose body was found in a freezer in South Dakota died of natural causes. The body of Adele Zeborowski was found earlier this month in a Rapid City home in a freezer brought to the city by Seward Zeborowski when he moved there in 2013. He has since died. Authorities are investigating whether Stewart kept the body hidden so that he could collect his Social Security checks.
Police have identified a woman found dead in an apartment near downtown Sioux Falls. The body of 50-year-old Nancy Flack was found yesterday morning. Police say her death is suspicious. Police spokesman Sam Clemens says authorities are still investigating and waiting for the coroner's report.
Residents of 3 neighborhoods on the north side of Brant Lake in Lake County have voted to become South Dakota's newest town. Yesterday's vote was 61-9 in favor of the move. The area currently is overseen by a township board.
And coming up after the break, find out about some recreational activities in Vermilion that suit a college student on a tight budget when we return.
This is Coyote News.
Fostering is when you take in an animal into your home and you take care of them until we can find them a permanent forever home.
If you can find it in your heart to do it, it's rewarding.
We do all the vetting, the neutering, the spaying, the medications.
The Humane Society has lots and lots of great dogs and cats that can pull at your heartstrings and make you realize you got a little more to give.
This is Coyote News.
With warmer weather in the near future, students will be spending more time outside. Coyote News' Devin Reiner shows us some of the options students have when looking for something to do in Vermilion that'll fit their budget.
The Bluffs Golf Course is offering spring discounts for USD students. With a student ID, you can play 9 holes for $15 or 18 holes for $25. A cart is also included in the deal. If you are living in Vermilion over the summer, you can get a season pass at a discounted student rate as well. For students who don't want to spend money or don't have golf clubs, disc golf is an option. Students who enjoy playing disc golf here in Vermilion have 2 options. Prentice Park is one of those. The other is located at Barstow Park on the west side of town. Having 2 disc golf courses on opposite sides of town allows for a quick commute for all students. USD student Connor Kuiper says he enjoys living close to one of them.
I live right across the street from Prentice Park, and when it gets really nice out, I like to just walk on over and play disc golf.
If disc golf isn't something you enjoy, then you can also play horseshoes, baseball, or go swimming at the pool. For Coyote News, I'm Devin Reiners.
Events this week will close out the month-long display of a rare 1623 book of William Shakespeare plays at the National Music Museum. Some of the latest media coverage includes a story in the New York Times. The national newspaper featured USD's exhibition Saturday on the front of its arts section. Exhibition hours this final week are 9 to 5 through Saturday. And on this week's Coyote blog, Andy Hartman tells us her thoughts on the final weeks of the semester.
So we're in the home stretch. We only have about 5 weeks left until finals, and everyone's in a mad dash to the finish. Except not really a mad dash so much as a slow, stumbling drag because classes are tough. Usually when we get back from Easter break, we have only maybe 3 or 4 weeks of that final stretch until finals. But Easter was so early this year that the final stretch seems even more exhausting. Thanks, calendar. I love early Easters. I love waking up Easter morning to a fresh blanket of snow. The sad part is that there was snow Easter morning but not Christmas morning. I'd love to say that I'm shocked by that, but I can't, because honestly that's your average Midwest weather for you. So yes, the next few weeks are going to be a bit of a challenge, but at least we're in college, so we don't have to worry about high school issues on top of our classes right now. We don't have to worry about scholarship applications or if we'll be able to get up enough nerve to ask our crush to prom. All we have to worry about is finding a place to live, applying for jobs and internships, not drowning in student loan debt, buying our own groceries, and learning how to be an actual adult. So good luck, everyone. For Coyote Blog, I'm Andy Hartman.
Thanks, Andy. Coming up after the break, find out how spring football practice is going under new head coach Bob Nielsen when we return.
This is Coyote News.
USD's Media and Journalism Department offers a specialization in strategic communication. Stratcom students learn to conceive and develop campaigns. In the production phase, students transform their ideas into professional quality images and then construct a final presentation. Through this process, students learn the fundamentals of effective public relations and advertising strategies. Go to USD's website and apply today.
USD's Media and Journalism Department can be seen and heard all over campus. Faculty members know that hands-on experience now is the key to success after college. Get professional experience by participating in one of the many practicums offered. Have your voice heard on the radio. Edit a promo for a campus organization. Investigate breaking news stories for a weekly newspaper. Design advertisements for local businesses. Get involved with the Media and Journalism Department at USD and start your future now.
Clotique is proud to support programming on Coyote News. Located on Cottage Avenue, 1 block north of Cherry Street, Clotique offers women's apparel, footwear, and accessories.
This is Coyote News.
Tonight on Coyote Sports, spring football has begun for the Coyotes, and Coyote News' Heath Nimke spoke with a women's golfer who's off to a great spring season. I'm Kayla Dorhout.
And I'm Levi Goots. High school track meets flooded the Dome this past week. And in Cassidy's Corner, she gives us her take on Major League Baseball. First, the headlines. Crystal?
The USD women aren't the only basketball program in the state who've enjoyed postseason success. On Saturday, the Augustana men's basketball team took home the Division II National Championship. The Vikings defeated Lincoln Memorial University 90-81. For their first men's basketball title in school history. Chicago Blackhawks defenseman Duncan Keith suspended indefinitely by the NHL after swinging his stick and striking Minnesota Wild center Charlie Coyle in the face Tuesday night. Keith's game ejection automatically earned him the suspension, and the NHL will review the play for further punishment. And those are your headlines.
The Coyote women's golf team finished up the Saluki Invitational on Monday. Coyote News' Heath Nimke spoke with a member of the team who's off to a great start to her spring season. Heath.
Thanks, Caleb. Brenna Lervik has 2 consecutive run-up finishes this spring. I spoke with her earlier today about how she's gotten up to such a great start.
You've had a couple of run-up finishes this year. What have you done to prepare yourself?
I think a lot of what comes with success is mental preparation, and our coaches have been doing a really good job of helping us get to that next level in the mental game, and just making sure that you're always sticking with that one shot you're on right now, and you're not trying to go too far forward or too far in the past, because otherwise that can just mess with your game and doesn't make you successful.
How has the weather been a player factor, I guess, this year?
It makes it difficult when we aren't able to play all year, and it kind of shows in the first tournament. You'll notice that not everybody's used to walking 18 holes or 36 holes in a day. That can be kind of tiring, and as well as you don't really know which way you're missing it hitting into the dome. We only get 10 yards really that we can look at and try to guess ball flight from there, and a lot of that kind of comes into play, and you're just trying to figure out what your misses are and play to that.
What have you been doing to prepare yourself for the next upcoming meets?
Well, I mean, obviously the end game is the conference tournament that we have down in Nebraska City, and I think a lot of us are just, again, trying to get the mental preparation. We're all good enough to go out and compete with all teams at the Summit League. I mean, this year we've shown we've come back from a 26 deficit almost to win a tournament, as well as we've beaten some of the Summit League competitors such as North Dakota State, Oral Roberts, and we've come close to beating South Dakota State, so it's just a matter of who's got the game for the day.
The women's golf team has 2 more meets on the schedule before they play for the Summit League title. For Coyote News, I'm Heath Nimke.
Over the past 2 days, high school track and field athletes have gotten a chance to compete at the Dakota Dome at the Dan Lennon Invitational. Coyote News' Mike Hammond has the story.
Class A schools squared off on Monday while Class B schools took their turn on Tuesday. The Dan Lennon meet has been held in the Dome annually for the last 31 years and is a form of recruiting for the university and its track and field team.
I think there's exposure for the university with a lot of the young kids that, that come into the facility. That's pretty important for us. Right now we have 1,400 athletes here today. I think they're going to get maybe their first time here at the university. I think that's pretty cool. The chance to run in an indoor facility, not a lot of people, have that opportunity, so I think that's pretty special.
While the USD coaches enjoy the exposure the university gets with these track meets, the high school athletes also enjoy running at a college venue.
It's fun. It's fun running here every year. A lot of people, so get your energy flowing. It's nice.
The athletes use that energy to break a combined 3 all-time meet records on Tuesday, including future Coyote Zach Anderson, who high jumped 6'10". Reporting for Coyote News, I'm Mike Hammond.
USD junior second baseman Sydney Hancock has been named the Summit League Player of the Week. This is her first Player of the Week honor. Hancock was 7 of 10 at the plate with 2 home runs, a double, and 7 runs at bat against Fort Wayne. Her performance helped the Coyotes to win 2-1 in a series win. USD is currently in Madison playing against the Badgers in a doubleheader.
The 2015 USD football season ended in November, and the team's gearing up for next season already. The coaches and players began spring practice for the 2016 season this past Tuesday.
My favorite part of practice would probably be individuals with our coaches and stuff, getting to know like the new stuff they're implementing into our playbook and all that good stuff.
Practices will conclude Saturday, April 23rd with the spring game.
I mean, this coming in is my last year. I'm just excited to be a part of a great group of coaches and one more last year with my guys and be able to hopefully try to win the championship this year.
And in Cassidy's Corner this week, she gives us her take on MLB's opening day.
The madness of March comes to an end tomorrow, but the opening day for America's pastime is April 3rd. Highlighting the MLB's opening day is a rematch of last year's World Series between the Mets and Royals. The Pirates and Cardinals start the day off, while the Rays take on the Jays to close out opening day. The remaining 24 teams will open the season on April 4th, while the Tigers and Marlins start on the 5th. It was a lackluster offseason. Most teams didn't have to shop around for players, but there were a couple of blockbuster trades. Having been a Blue Jays fan for most of my life, I was sad to see David Price go. The Red Sox were able to grab Price for 7 years and at a cost of $217 million. On the other side of the coin for the Red Sox, David Ortiz will be retiring at the end of the 2016 season after having a Hall of Fame-worthy career. He will be retiring as one of the game's greatest characters and designated hitters. Another reason why, as a fan, we love our baseball. I love the excitement that surrounds the start of a new season, no matter the sport. It's like the first day of school, but instead of new pencils and books, players will have new cleats and fresh uniforms. So grab your peanuts and Cracker Jacks and take me out to the ballpark. And that's Cassidy's Corner.
Thanks, Cassidy. Coming up next, Jake Miller and Sammy Adams perform tomorrow night. Find out what your fellow Coyotes are excited for most.
This is Coyote News.
Fast Auto Glass is proud to support programming on Coyote News. Located at 222 West Main Street, Fast Auto Glass services windshield replacements and repairs for commercial and residential vehicles.
This is Coyote News.
Cab's spring concert featuring Jake Miller and Sammy Adams takes place tomorrow night.
On this week's Out and About, we find out what students are looking forward to most about the concert.
I'm looking forward to actually seeing like other music besides country music in South Dakota.
I'm excited for the variety of music they will have at that concert.
I can't wait to see Is Hot Bad.
I don't really know who is it. I'm looking forward to hearing bands I've never heard before and having a fun time with my friends.
Staying home and not going.
I'm just really excited to be at the concert because I love concerts.
Being able to kind of hang out and just kind of listen to some tunes.
I like that kind of music, and I've never seen these guys in concert before, so I'm kind of excited.
I'm excited for Sammy Adams, but I don't really like country.
I really don't even know who they are, so it'd be interesting to see like if they're good or not.
I'd have to say the Sammy Adams performing. I really like a couple of his songs, especially All Night Longer.
Is it okay if I say that I'm not excited because I don't know who either of them are? I'm excited to see Sammy Adams perform live.
Hang out and hopefully meet new people, and that's what I'm really excited for.
At USD, there aren't many students that attend here from California.
On this week's Coyote Shorts, we learn about a California native's role at USD.
Oh hey, I didn't see you there. I'm Connor, and I'm USD's very own Californian. I'm an opinion writer here at the Volante, and which pretty much means I like to say my own things. See that? Best of show. I won that freshman year. Yeah. Now, let me show you the archive. I wrote pretty much every single word in this entire thing. I had to change everybody's story. I think they loved it. And you can't forget about this one from back in 2010. This was one of the greatest years because that was one of my greatest moments especially when I won that award. See that? That's my boo thing. She really warms my heart in these really cold South Dakota winters. We're gonna play a little prank on the editor.
What was that? I don't even know who that guy is. He doesn't even work here.
Here you go, boss man. Check it out. It's my work. You might need to fix some other people's stuff. I'm gonna go home. See ya, Michael.
That's all for Coyote News. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Also, be sure to watch our Coyote News daily updates.
It's your day's headlines and the news you need to know in 90 seconds or less. Every day before noon on our Facebook page. Have a great night. We'll see you next week.